How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I ranked all 30 All-Star Game players before they were released, so let's go ahead and get right into it. I was thinking about this video for a little while, and we have all 30 players revealed, but we don't necessarily know what their attributes are going to look like. They might reveal a couple of these players' attributes before they are released tomorrow, as they mentioned on Twitter. It said we could probably vote for some of these guys, but that has not yet happened. So I'm going to be ranking all 30 players. We have David Bednar coming in at 30, Edwin Diaz coming in at 29. There are a lot of factors as to why I've ranked these players where they're at. I don't know if they're going to give them extra pitches on their pitch repertoire. I don't know what their attributes will be like for individual break and individual pitch control, things like that. I don't necessarily know which pitchers are going to get outlier, but I wanted to kind of rank where I think these players are at, just in case people are trying to prepare for this program, just in case people don't know that we're about to get all 30 of these all-star guys. We are also about to get 30 Legends and Flashback players a part of this program, and some of those guys might be just as good as some of these 95 overall cards, like, for example, Gregory SOTO. I do think he will be better than some of the 97 overall All-Star Game players as well. Coming in at 26, we have Jorge Lopez. I know this card is the Player of the Month card already. He has outlier on the sinker. He does have a really good sinker at that. The reason why I didn't rank this card any higher is because when I used him, I just didn't think he was as good as what I was expecting. But he's still a pretty good card. At number 25, CJ Cron. This guy, to me, is more of a bench bat. And that's also why I have JD Martinez ranked at number 24. These two guys are definitely going to be power hitters. They're going to be elite hitters at that. But I just don't see them being used out in the outfield. But they will still have some value, right? All of these players are going to be good, and it makes it that much more difficult to rank them. At 23, we have Andrew Benintendi. While he might not be as good of a hitter as CJ Cron or JD Martinez or some of these other guys in the program, he will be pretty good out there in the outfield. He'll be able to play defense. He'll have decent speed. He'll be like a four-tool guy. At number 22, we have Paul Blackburn. And I'm really not too sure about this card. I have him ranked pretty low. He might be ranked a little bit higher once we get a chance to try him out, but I wanted to kind of give you my rankings before these cards are released once again. But we have at number 21, Luis Arias. This card might be ranked lower depending on his power, right? 40 and 25 on the Live Series card, that's not good at all. He might not be usable, but I think he will be. I'm trying to predict this kind of based on where I think some of these players will be. But at number 20, Paul Goldschmidt, I think he'll still have some value at first base. Also, to me, more of a bench bat. I would probably use that card against left-handed pitchers. At number 19, Andres Gimenez. I have him ranked above some of these other guys because I think he will be usable as a starting second baseman, shortstop, third baseman. He will probably have four tools. If he doesn't have a lot of power, then I think that hurts him a little bit. At number 18, Carlos Rodon. This card might be ranked a little bit lower. You might flip-flop this card and Paul Blackburn, depending on whether you're looking for a righty or a lefty. I also think Tony Gonsolin is kind of in that same category. This card might have higher hits per nine than both of those other cards, but he might not have the pitch repertoire that you're looking for. Same type of thing with Luis Castillo. I think Luis Castillo will be pretty good. He does have a circle change as a primary, so that's kind of unique. I have him ranked kind of in the middle of the pack. I guess they could give him outlier. I don't think they will, but he does throw between 97 and 100 miles an hour on some of those sinkers. Maybe they flip-flop his repertoire a little bit. But at number 15, we have Alejandro Kirk. I think this catcher is in the middle of the pack because he might be better than some of the future star cards. However, I don't really like his swing in the game, but some people will, so I kind of ranked him right in the middle because I think he is a viable starting catcher. Tim Anderson at number 14 and Wilson Contreras at number 13. I think Wilson Contreras will be a lot better than Alejandro Kirk personally, but I know there's a lot of Blue Jays fans out there that want a diamond version of Alejandro Kirk. They've been waiting for a long time, and they'll use him probably over Wilson Contreras. At number 12, we have Dansby Swanson, and I think this card has one of the best swings out of this entire program. He's got that fast two-handed swing, and with increased attributes, potentially diamond defense, I think that card would be really good on most people's teams. For number 11, we have Shane McClanahan. This card might be ranked either a little higher or a little lower. I kind of put him in the, right below the top 10 just because I think he'll be pretty good. I think they'll add in another pitch. Justin Verlander coming in at number 10. You might flip-flop this card and Shane McClanahan, depending on if you're looking for a lefty or a righty. But also depending on whether the fact they give Justin Verlander a cutter or a sinker or both. If they do, he'll be a lot better. If not, he won't be very good at all. Martin Perez, number 9. This card will be better, I think, than a lot of these other pitchers. He does have the sinker-cutter combination, and that diamond card is pretty good. At number 8, Manny Machado. We move into some of the best players in this program, some of the guys that I'll be going after right away. Remember, we don't know if we're going to get a non-sellable pack like we got in the face of the franchise. We don't know how this program's going to work. But I do expect a lot of these cards to be fairly cheap on the market. Number 7, we have Shohei Ohtani. This card might be a little higher depending on his stamina, hits and K per 9, individual control on some of his pitches. At number 6, we have Aaron Judge. He should be pretty good against lefties, but you just never know, and I think that's why I have him out of the top 5. I still think he's a very good card. And at number 5, we have Bryce Harper. I think this card will be one of the most sought-after cards in this entire program. A lot of people love Bryce Harper. A lot of people like him in MLB The Show. I think Juan Soto might be used a little bit more than Bryce Harper just because he might have a little bit better defense. He might not be as fast. I don't think he'll have diamond defense like we saw in this finest card, but that 97 overall Juan Soto should be really, really good, especially with those active live series quirks. At number 3, we have Sandy Alcantara. I think this card has the potential to be one of the top 5 pitchers in the entire game. We also have Corbin Burns, who I also think is in that discussion of maybe the top 3 pitchers in the entire game. I think he's slightly better than Sandy Alcantara, but it will depend on his individual pitch control. That is the main factor. For Sandy Alcantara, it's all about his K per 9. What are they going to give him for that? As far as number 1 goes, we got to go with Julio Rodriguez. This guy is going to be a 5-tool player, probably with 100 contact and power or close to it, diamond defense, and 99 speed. You just can't go wrong with a 5-tool player. Now, these remaining players here are kind of miscellaneous players that I think could potentially get an All-Star Game card, depending on if they win the All-Star Game MVP, depending on if we get maybe a collection, maybe a program for a tribute Miguel Cabrera. I know Albert Pujols is in the Home Run Derby, so he's probably going to get a Home Run Derby card, but we also might get maybe something like one of these other programs that features either Miguel Cabrera or Albert Pujols or potentially both players. But keep in mind, all of this stuff is happening tomorrow and on Tuesday. But until next time, I'm College Lefty, and those are my way too early ranking list of these All-Star Game players. Peace out.